I am Feel It.
And I am Fix It. And we talk about life.
And stuff and things.
With the occasional rant.
Which you will have no problem doing.
Hello. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening or good night. Whatever it is, wherever you are, we hope you're having a good one.
Absolutely.
This is the end of a long, weird week. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why was it weird for you?
I spent most of it not here. For me, my weeks are pretty much the same, one week to the next. 5 nights out of the week, I'm working, and then...
At least. Yeah.
At least. And then I'm here. We run around and do stuff on occasion, but, it's like I'm here. And this last week, I was at company paid for training on the other side of the state. Yeah, that was fun. 4-day class. Had to rip into some stuff that I wouldn't normally... I can honestly say I wouldn't take it upon myself to rip apart a robot control cabinet like that. Just willy-nilly, would not do it. But, nice to know that I can.
Yeah. Yep.
But, 4-day class. I had hotel for 5 days, or another day. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to check out early, and I'm just coming home. I will just run. I can stay till morning. I don't want to. I want to go home. I want to go home. It's much nicer to be home.
Yes.
Home is where all my people are.
Typically, yes.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Most of the time. So, it was, and then, of course, the snow. It's like, I'm always kind of cracking comments about how, this is not winter. I don't know what people are complaining about, but this is not winter. This is the most winter that we've had since we've moved down here.
It's cold.
Yes, we get cold
It's
a
been
lot.
snowing a lot.
It's the amount of snow, the consistent amount of snow, and the fact that it's lingering. For years, we'd get a little bit of snow. I mean, you might even get 4 or 5 inches of snow, and then within a week it was gone. And then it would get cold again, and then we'd get some snow, and then it would melt, and then do that like 3 or 4 times, and then it would get cold enough to where it just stuck around. That is not what happened.
Mm-mm.
We got a bunch of snow, and then a lot of cold, and a bunch of snow, and more cold, and a bunch of snow, and it got warm enough to kind of rain, and then it froze again, which just made what was there really hard. So you got icebergs lining the side of the road, which I'll have to deal with at some point.
Not pleasant.
Not pleasant.
Very obnoxious.
Yes, don't enjoy it at all.
Very, very obnoxious.
And then like a week and a half ago, my snowblower broke, so
Yep.
I got gearbox parts coming.
Just in time to be convenient.
Just in time, yeah. As like admittedly, it was due. I can't complain. It owed us nothing. It was completely worn out. It was gonna go. It just happened to go then. We were not making it through this year without that thing just giving it up. So I'm glad it did it early. But at the same time, sucks.
It wasn't pleasant. No, I mean, we were blessed that you got an electric shovel. That's been incredibly helpful.
Yes.
But
and that's why I went and bought it.
That
is why I bought it. Yeah,
the snow while you were gone. But that wasn't going to get moved because that was heavy, wet snow. So that was shovel, but normal shovel. But I'll tell you why it was weird for me, not just because you weren't present.
Because when I'm not around, your life is It's so miserable. You can't be happy. My absence is my absence is palpable.
Wow. Well, I mean, I did miss you.
The dog was nuts, apparently.
Yeah, our dog definitely knew you were gone. That was special. And I worked. You know, I mean, there was that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like I was just sitting around missing you. I mean, you know, I could have, but that was not life.
No. Sitting, pining away.
No.
Staring off into the sunset, waiting for me to ride back up on my rental Toyota.
Wow. Last Saturday, so even before we recorded, our youngest daughter came to me and said, "Mom, I feel a lump in my breast." Okay. Do you mind showing me where? Because you're going to have to show me. And this is just a very private young lady, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wears her super baggy clothes and rarely shows off her figure. And she showed me. It was large in her left breast. It was very disconcerting. She told me that she thought she was going to try to ignore it until she saw, the color drain from my face. Yep, I'm sure that's what she saw. She said that she had found it on Wednesday and didn't say anything until Saturday because it had not changed, had not gone away. She says that she does her own self-exams, had not noticed it, does, her own exams pretty regularly, and
we've had family issue, not like...
I have not with breast cancer. No, I don't know of your family.
No, thankfully, no. But she's seen enough where she's been traumatized. It's like, I'm not going to be surprised by that. Which, more power to you. Yeah,
well...
Be aware.
So, of course, that lingered as a, what do we do about that? Called Monday morning. They got her in right away, which I appreciated. They said that she met urgent criteria. Well, every mom was to hear that.
No.
I was in a position to clear my day. I did have our little office party that I felt bad. I just went and I was like really half engaged, and it was rough sitting there. And then ended up clearing my day to take her and then decompress. So, she had her ultrasound Wednesday. Again, I appreciate that they got her right in. And it was, long story short, not the best way to be told that it wasn't concerning. Like, you want to be grateful it's not concerning. And then on the other hand, it's like, but they dismissed her and didn't really give her any details, didn't give her a chance to ask any questions, did not bring me back after she asked for me to come back. And I would have asked all the questions. They told her that she would get a report. Nothing concerning, and you'll get a report. Like, what does that mean? I'm the one with this large, swollen lump in my breast that hurts. And she did, get a report later that day. She did hear back from the nurse practitioner that saw her, not even her regular doctor. And it was just a lot of very vague general script response, like, just I don't even know, anechoic cyst. I don't even know how you pronounce it. And get a mammogram when you're 40. There aren't words for how ridiculous I feel that response was. So then my daughter on her own was like, this is dumb. I want to know what my next steps need to be because this hurts. Like, can I have it drained? Am I just supposed to wait forever for it to go away? Like, what do I do? So they gave her an option to talk with somebody at the cancer center, the breast center. So not because it is cancer, but just a specialist because she has cystic tissue, whatever that means. So now we have to coordinate a time that I can go with her to do that. Are we grateful that it's not something more significant? Absolutely. Do you hear about significant things happening even to 19-year-olds?
Yep.
Absolutely. 100%.
Yep.
So I am grateful that they met it with urgency and diagnosed it, but not so thrilled now that they're not hearing her because she's still in pain. and it's large. I mean, it's big. I forget what the actual like centimeter measurement was. But I mean, it's about an inch wide, and it's like kind of long, right? So it's just strange. It's like a lump within a lump, so to speak, and it's just the hardened tissue around the cyst, but just strange. And given her work, she says it's quite painful and irritating. So we'll see where that goes.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see where that goes. But that's like the majority of that time that you're away. I'm dealing with that. I'm dealing with my clients.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to be supportive to our oldest, who is having meltdowns because she doesn't think she can pass her certification exam. I'm dealing with clients that are all over the board with grief and stress and holiday feelings and family feelings, and a dog that wanted to be like eternally attached to me, all night long, every time she's with me, like right now. It was just a lot. It was a lot of things kind of coming at me. And then hearing back from our mortgage guy, I'm grateful for the direction to know what we need to do. But just processing what that needs to look like. So there's a lot of adulting. A lot of adulting.
Yeah, it's weird how it works.
And as we were talking, even being out today, we're just into S&M. I don't know, man. We went to Costco again. Not a sponsor.
No.
I
have week and a half before Christmas.
Never,
awesome.
ever had to park that close to their gas station before.
Yep.
I mean, ever.
Yeah, it's like they were bringing carts back as fast as they can, and there was like a dozen carts waiting for new arrivals. It was kind of crazy. The line at checkout wasn't so bad though.
It's because almost every aisle was open.
Yeah, they had most of them open. Yeah.
They didn't have the one thing that we went back for as a gift, though. That was kind of the thing.
It's kind of a bummer, but again, it's a seasonal item kind of thing.
Seriously? You guys, people make green bean casserole after Thanksgiving.
Yes.
It's their
the crispy fried onions.
Crispy fried onion, and it's not a Kirkland brand.
Nope.
It's some other brand. It's not French's.
Nope. Because it's the big bag.
Oh yeah.
And it's like
we were going to get several bags for our daughter for a Christmas gift, because we got the other daughter a case of Trader Joe ginger brew. Not a sponsor.
Excellent stuff, though.
So I was like, okay, well, let's just go ahead and get the food things since we're going. But let me tell you, I took a few seconds in that parking lot to decide, did I really want to go in there?
Mm-hmm. It was full. It was definitely full.
And we had other errands to run. We had other things to do. So it was an afternoon out, which was nice, which we haven't done, date-ish in a long time.
Yeah, we don't. Not too often.
Very surrounded by a lot of chaos.
Most definitely.
A lot of Christmas chaos.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And it was and I'm not normally one to be overwhelmed by that. And maybe it's because I have had a long week. Even last night, driving you back, to return the rental car, that traffic was hellacious. We were on 28th Street, which, if you don't know, is like probably the most traffic-ridden street. It's got anything and everything you could think of, and it's like the span of Grand Rapids, really. Like it, I mean, it goes through and becomes different cities. Mm-hmm. It goes all the way through.
If you can't find it on 28th Street, there's a good chance it doesn't exist.
Malls and restaurants and shopping centers and anything you can think of. Mm-hmm. Next to 44th Street, probably being the next long spans with many, many things on it. But 28th Street's more of the retail, food and retail.
Yep.
It's Christmas time. Why does this, and you gotta ask yourself, why does this have to be so crazy? But the truth is, every weekend is kind of crazy. Uh-huh. It's just 10 times worse right now.
Yep. And then you throw in the snow and all that. Yeah, it's...
Oh my gosh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, just a lot. Just a lot. So when we were discussing what topic should it be, and then when you said it, and I was like, oh man, I don't even know how sincere I could even sound right now. Is this a great time to record? Absolutely, because you're getting authentic here. You're not getting polished up like.
No.
You know, I'm not going to fake it.
No. I mean, if you ever got I really hope you never got the impression that we rehearsed any of this. No. There's a good chunk of the time we don't know what the other person's going to say. We're just kind of going with it and running with it.
And what was that topic that you told me in the midst of chaos?
Yeah. Well, we have, we've kind of focused a lot on, just dealing with loss and all of that. We've mentioned that we've gone through some stuff and we've lost people and we miss it. I mean, like either through death or distance, we've lost a lot of people and we miss a lot of people, and there's just certain things in life you don't come back from. It's like you can't go back.
That's true.
And we've talked about how we've decided to try and make a new going forward. How do we find the happy? How do we make our own after all of that? Because it's like how do you find your new happy and your new joy after tragedy? And it's like it's like we've talked a lot about the bad stuff. We've talked a lot about tragedies. We've talked a lot about the bad things in life, and how we've coped. And I thought it would be good to talk about how we made good out of how in some ways we've risen from the ashes and created new stuff. How do we find the happy on the other side of some of that? And that doesn't mean that we don't still, the people you lose, that you care about, you're always going to miss them, and there's always going to be some sadness on the other side of that. But you don't have to let that be the defining characteristic of every time that everything that was associated with them.
True. It's true.
And so since we've been there, done that, are still there and are still doing that, thought maybe we should talk about that and give people some ideas or at least some hope. Because, it's that time of year. People are definitely, ourselves included, we're definitely feeling the absence of people and the absence of what was.
Yes. To a degree, yes.
I mean, like you said, it's like I just said, it's like your mom, for instance. There is no holiday that she didn't put her great big thumbprint on.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And for our girls too, it's like, but for us, I mean, can't talk for them. We can talk about us. And she went hard to make it special, and she had ways that she enjoyed. And I think the way that she did it was for her a way of overcoming the bad stuff that she had gone through. So she kind of created some new traditions that became ingrained in everybody else.
Just went overboard.
Yeah. And some, what? Sometimes what you got to do to not feel crushed is to control what you're buried in.
That's fair.
But I mean, well, okay. Your mother and I shared a very a common love of the movie "It's a Wonderful Life."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And there's Yeah, that movie always kind of makes me a little bit sad for my own reasons. But there's always that part of it. It's like, it's like we're not watching it with your mom on Christmas.
We are not. That is true.
And it'd be really nice to share it with her again. Now, that doesn't mean... No, people lose people. It's like you lose somebody they care about, and there's something that's deeply associated with that individual. You tend to avoid it for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Avoidance is... It's like...
Yeah. That's my go-to.
You sometimes can't stop something from triggering your emotions. And those things that just, I can't deal with that, you avoid the trigger. So I'm not going to say necessarily to consistently do that for long periods of time, I wouldn't say is healthy, but especially when it's fresh, I would say avoiding the trigger is probably fairly healthy. To avoid the ones that you can't avoid. And here comes the dog again. And please, if you have a differing opinion, by all means.
I don't, though.
Okay, I want to put it out.
It's very natural to avoid the thing that causes the triggers,
yes.
right? Like, it's pain, it's sadness. You're going to avoid it.
Yeah, but there, on the other side of that, this is something I tell people when it comes up, and I've told our girls, it's a variation of this anyway. It's like, just because you're afraid of something doesn't mean you shouldn't move forward. It just means you should move forward with caution. And I think it's kind of a variation of that, is just because something hurts doesn't mean you should always avoid it. Surgery hurts, but on the other side of it, ideally you're better.
Ideally, yeah.
Ideally you're better. We've all heard those stories, so it's like, there's a time when you just can't. It's like, see, I can, for me, it's like your mom hurt. Your mom's absence hurts. Mm-hmm. She was.
Yeah.
She made it huge. She tried to make everything huge, and
she did.
You're gonna feel so fat and bloated by the end of a weekend with her. Between the candies and the baking and the food and just everything, and the dumb movies and the huge pile of gifts that she couldn't afford and just some of the dumb crap. She always wanted to make it huge. And you had a lifetime of your mom trying to make things special. So you've got a lifetime of those memories and those things. For me, it's still weird. For me, it's still my grandpa is the one that's the one that still, and we've talked about him, and most of his family did not like him for good reasons. Very justifiable, understandable reasons. But for me, it was different. And my grandma. It's like they're kind of a package deal.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a time when it's just so overwhelming, where you just can't. So you avoid everything that you can. But there's so many big things, like some of the, like Christmas, for instance, whatever holiday you celebrate, interpose here. The Christmas tree and the Christmas music and Christmas lights and the decorations in the street and wreaths on the door and all of that. For me, so much of that is just intrinsically, my memories of that jump back to my grandparents' house for Christmas. You can't avoid it. It's everywhere. You can minimize certain things, but you're going to smell pine trees. You're going to smell sugar cookies. You're going to hear Christmas music. And when you don't want to, you're going to hear that one song that is 100% that person's. and you're gonna. I've like we've both at different times in our lives, at the store just about lost it because there was something there.
Yeah.
Whether it's a giant inflatable that it's like my mom would have loved that, and you just lose your mind,
I haven't lost my mind in, oh gosh, since the beginning. I'd say the first few years.
Yeah. And
how long does it take to feel better? I can't. That is different for everybody.
Well, yeah,
but far more controlled, I guess you'd
sure.
say.
Yeah, and we still get those emotional twinges.
You know when I had one? I had one sitting in that waiting room waiting for our daughter to come out from her ultrasound.
Yeah.
I did. I had a weird flashback and no reason for it. But I had a weird flashback to sitting outside of my mother's room in the hospital before she came home on hospice. I remember I just couldn't sit. I had an uncle that was in there at the time and my dad, and they're going back and forth, and my mom's drugged up out of her mind and she barely knew I was there, and I couldn't sit in there and listen to them anymore. And I went outside of the room, and now you remember, I mean, like, this was April. This was just before Easter, but the weather had been funny, right? Like really cold and icky and sometimes sunny and a normal northern Michigan spring.
Late winter.
It was dreary.
Yep.
It was very, very dreary outside. And there was this giant window that faced the bay. And I don't know why I remembered that. I don't have a clue why that came to my mind the way that it did. And I think a part of me is because I didn't want to be sitting in that waiting room.
Yeah. Good chance.
I've been in hospitals. Plenty. Plenty.
Too much.
Since then.
Yep.
But I don't know why I remembered that.
And you know what?
Maybe it was alone. Maybe it was scared. Maybe it was angry. Maybe it was all the things.
Sure.
Maybe it was my mind reminding me of another time I felt the same way. Kind of one of those, you've done this before.
Yeah.
So you got this right now.
Maybe.
I don't know. It's above my pay grade to understand the neuroscience of how we process information.
And memory,
right?
Memory is weird anyway. I mean, just
smell.
Yeah.
Smell
is hardwired.
Right up there.
Yep.
Right up there.
And that hospital stink. Yeah,
I believe it's number one. I remember reading somewhere
Yes.
that was like number one in triggering.
Yep.
So why are holidays hard? When I ask somebody, it's if you get to think for a second, you are inundated. You go out in public, you are inundated on purpose. It's a marketing tool.
Yes.
Right? They want to get you.
Yes.
They want to get you with the Hallmarky thing, not a sponsor.
No.
And I get it. It sells. That's how it sells. It sells stuff.
Oh yeah. That's what they want.
Nostalgia.
Yeah.
Right? But when you're hurting, you're ignoring all that.
Yep.
You don't want anything to do with any of that.
No, it tends to set you off. But, and I mean, it's like, and that kind of, it's like that's our, kind of my point. It's like, we've been there.
Oh my gosh.
Well, and sometimes we're still there.
We still are, and to a degree.
Yeah.
I think we're pretty far down the road
Yeah.
in many aspects. I don't know why Christmas is still so hard. In different ways. It's not as bad as it used to be.
No. And it's, like I said, like with your mom, you had a lifetime of memories.
Yeah.
Attached to, especially holidays, because she made a point of holidays. So anything that's associated with holidays is running right neck and neck. It's like it's right there about to touch something, and every now and again, so that the lines cross, you get that little whoop. Oh hey, mom, and that's that is what it is. I mean, that is life. That where I wanted to go with this was not remind people of, bad things that have happened in our lives. It's you've studied cognitive behavioral therapy,
Yeah.
CBT, and a lot of it is you catch yourself thinking a certain way.
How do you make yourself not?
And you make a point of thinking something else.
Well, first is the awareness that you're doing it.
Yep.
But more than that is your why.
Mm-hmm. And
why do you want to change it?
And you're never going to completely stop the pain. It's like you just not because there's the old saying that in order to take pain from death, you have to take love from life.
True.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to always let yourself get dragged down the hole. No. And like we can both consciously choose. It's like okay, we were at Menards, not a sponsor, and and they have absolutely ridiculous amount of Christmas stuff up right now, which I love. They have. And they have since they started putting this stuff up around Halloween.
Before Halloween.
So it was like they shared Halloween decorations and Christmas decorations. And then when the Halloween stuff left, the Christmas stuff just took over that space too. Mm-hmm. And I can't not think of the absolute heyday your mom would have just going through there and just buying stuff so she could decorate. Every time. It's like, I see it's like your mom would have loved that. The big iridescent lit up angel. It's like, oh yeah, your mom would have had a blast with that. Or the just gigantic inflatable Santa Claus. It's like, yeah, your dad would have had a blast with that. And I could let it drag me down. Or I can go, you know what? They would have loved that. And I can smile for their behalf. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It's like I can enjoy that memory. That, in and of itself, is the hard part. There's the grieving process in a healthy way takes you from feeling their loss and regretting the loss, and then healing to the point where you can be grateful for the time that you had. It's like, that doesn't mean that you don't still mourn their loss.
Of course.
But it does mean that even though you still feel that loss, you can be thankful for the time that you had. It's like, you know what? I got these really great memories associated with Christmas. With them. With your mom, with my grandpa, with my grandma, with your dad.
Well, even loved ones that are alive, but not in our life.
Yes.
Of course. I mean, we've had those conversations too. So yeah. Sure.
And not saying that that's necessarily an easy place to get to, but
you want to know how I did?
Yeah.
Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. Well, I think that's where we should. I think that's where we should go with it, because we can. Everybody's situation is different. Everybody's mindset is different. Their physiological makeup is different. So just because something worked for me, or this is the path that I took, doesn't mean it's going to work for anybody else. But if the worst case scenario is they hear that it's possible and that there's some hope on the other side of it, or at least it's like, you know what, that's where I'm heading and I'm not there now, but it's okay because I'm still on the journey. So I figure it's like, you know what, maybe we can tell people how we got, the conscious decisions we made to get to the point where, we still get sad, but we can smile while we're sad and enjoy the dumb Christmas movies is like, oh, your mom would have loved this. This thing is awful.
Well, I got
because there's a bunch of those. Your mom would have had a blast with this. This one's terrible.
I got a funny truth for you. Oh.
Sorry. Our daughter just texted, and she was getting ready to leave, and she realized, hey, my boot's gone. One of the other people there, their dad left and accidentally took it with him.
That's interesting. And now she is headed
Now
home.
she's coming home, but it's like, holy crap, that's funny.
That
All
is
right.
funny. Okay,
Shoot,
sorry.
that's funny.
Sorry,
Sorry, yeah, that's
sidetracked.
definitely sidetracked. Like I said, we don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the funny truth. Yes, there's some conscious effort, and it's what it's not just what I did for myself. It's the same thing I tell my clients. It's time. And I know there's that funny adage, time heals all wounds. I don't agree.
Nope.
I don't agree with that at all.
No. Well,
God heals wounds, not
Sure.
time.
Sure. Well, and I think there's I'm interjecting a little bit, and I don't mean to be rude. I think there's another aspect to that too. No wound will heal while you're actively keeping it open.
Yes, which I suppose is what I would have gotten to next.
Okay.
In my own way.
Sorry. I don't.
So when you asked me what, it's all right. So you asked me what the how is subjective to the person. It's and the situation.
Yes, most definitely.
There has to be intentionality. There has to be a desire to move past it.
Mm-hmm.
And for anybody that's hurting for a period of time, there is not a desire to move past it. But that's okay, because you do have to recognize how you feel, what you're feeling.
Oh yeah.
And
I think
and have to sit in it.
Oh, definitely. I mean,
it's not just it's just
No.
just make it go away.
No,
That's not healthy.
the only way out is through. Well, and I think something I want to add there too is it's sometimes people don't know that they can. It's
That
like
is true.
When you're
because you don't feel like you ever will.
Well, yeah, it's like if you're in a hallway and there's no lights, it's pitch black, and you're just slogging through. You can't even comprehend that there's an end to this dang thing. It just keeps, as far as your brain is concerned, this darkness, this hole that I'm in goes on forever. And sometimes you need somebody to point out, it's like, no, there's an end to this. But it won't end if you sit still. You can sit here and wallow in it.
But there are periods where, as I call it, Forrest Gumping. And if you've seen it, you understand it, right? Like you sit on the bench with the box of chocolates. You're going to sit there on your bench with your box of chocolates.
Mm-hmm.
Every once in a while, you're just going to need to sit down and do that, right? Like life is a box of chocolates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah, you definitely got to sit and breathe and experience where you're at right now.
This is not a shoulder down shove situation.
No, I mean,
yes and no.
there are times,
but let's back up.
But
in the holidays, specifically, is kind of what we talked about, how you get past grief within the holidays and the stuff, right? There's a point to being honest with your loved ones that you just aren't up for the holiday gathering or the holly jolliness.
Yeah.
Right? But you also have to know who's safe to be able to have those really direct, honest conversations
Most
with.
definitely.
Not everybody's going to understand. It is shocking and appalling and disgusting how many people, for whatever reason it is, that they don't understand it and don't want to understand grief, pain, loss, mourning. Why aren't you just over it?
Yeah,
Shouldn't you just be over it by now?
Well,
that is so not how it works. And God bless you if you've never had anything in your life that's how you think it works.
Well, and maybe it does for them.
The vast majority of the time, the individuals don't have a point of reference.
This is true. But I mean, like, for instance, after the loss of your mom, and your dad was still around, and we spent time with him and holidays with him and for a little bit, and till we didn't. He had gone through the same thing. And I'm not saying he ever did this. I'm not saying he did, but if he did, if he's just like, it's like, I don't know why you're still so tore up. He never did. He had his moments. I saw him. Okay, so he didn't say that.
He did have his moments.
But if he did, it's because he doesn't, an individual might say, someone who has gone through the same thing that you're going through, they're not going through the same thing that you're going through.
No, it's there.
Because you for like in that case, it would have been a spousal partnership loss and a parental loss. Those are different.
Yes, they are.
It's the same, might have been the same person, but the dynamic was completely different. But also someone who's more, I don't know, stoic, I guess, or someone who's more familiar with
non-communicative.
Well,
That was my thought. My dad's a weird example because he was certainly of that generation where you just didn't show emotion, let alone talk about it. So it was very much a just get rid of all of her stuff. I just don't want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, okay, and I just, went along with it.
Sure.
Not thinking, because I wasn't in my right mind, probably not the best idea.
No, probably not. But a lot of people do go through that. That kind of, I just want
I didn't fight him on not having a funeral. I should have fought him.
Yeah.
But hindsight.
But I mean, but kind of my point is
people grieve differently.
They grieve differently, and they have a completely different speed. And someone whose processes goes through that process much quicker.
And you can't expect.
Yeah. It's like they might not necessarily have the wherewithal to know that other people don't, and they can't relate. So it's like, well, I got through it. Why are you having so hard? And I have to admit, I have to stop myself because my brain goes there pretty quick. Because, to everybody, the way that they do things is normal, and that's average, and that's what everybody does, isn't it? Like,
sure.
I've been around enough people, and I'm self-aware enough to know, no, that is not the case. I am very different than the average Joe in the way I handle things. Good, bad, and indifferent. It just is. But I have to, it's like, just because this aspect of life is easy for me, doesn't mean it is for anybody else. Or my process might take this route, doesn't mean that anybody else's is. And I can't look down on them for taking their path.
No.
I can be there while they're struggling on their path. I can choose to do that.
Yes. And that's
and I
making yourself a safe person.
I strive to do that.
How did I do that? How did I do it? One day at a time.
Yeah.
Some days one breath at a time.
Sure.
That's how I did that.
On the bad days, you just got to get through to the next heartbeat some days. But at some point,
one situation at a time.
You get to a point. Again, if you're intentional, you have an intentionality. Can't talk. And not necessarily getting over it, because you don't get over it.
You don't get over it.
You don't get over it. You
learn to live with it.
Exactly. It's kind of like a scar. You learn to live with it. You might mask it. You might try and cover it. You might hide it. But you've got it. And you have to learn to live with it. But that doesn't mean...
Did you mean this in like the vein of holidays or in general?
Kind of like, in this case, holidays, because it's the holidays. But
Well, you memorialize the person.
Well, and that's one of the things that we did. We chose
learn to still honor that loved one.
Exactly.
They're still with you.
Yeah. There's the aspect of remembering them with intentionality. You're remembering them. It's like
absolutely.
Is
that the seat at the table?
Maybe.
Some people do leave a seat at that table, where that loved one would have normally sat. Yeah. It's like with a literal place setting.
Well, and you'll see that often at like a lot of bars, stuff like that. They'll have a table set with full place setting with a sign that's like, this is for like comrades that we lost. It's like
it's having the stocking up. It's having the favorite ornament up.
Yep.
It's buying the favorite food.
And
watching the favorite movie.
Again, having some intentionality. It's like, you know what, we're going to remember them. We're going to take that moment. We're going to miss them. There's, because denying that hurt gives it more strength and generates more pain. Sometimes the best way to, it's like you got that little monster on your back that's clawing on you, just trying. Sometimes the best thing that you can do is bring it to the front and give it a bear hug. It's like no, I'm going to hold on to you. I'm going to embrace you. I'm going to hold on to you, and it's like let you do your thing. I'm going to remember. It's like this was my grandma's favorite song. This little doohickey over here, that was my grandpa's, and it's like he pulled this thing out at Christmas, or your mom's Christmas songs and Christmas movies, and it's like we've got we now have 2 copies of the record of music.
The Magic of Christmas. It's very old.
And we will break out the record player and we will put that on. We will crank it up and we will have a smile at, oh my gosh, this was like, so many memories. For me too, because these are the versions of the songs that I heard decades ago. And it's like, what?
There's a copy for each of our daughters.
Sure. And we're going to, in that moment, we're going to have that little smile, and we're going to have that little sad little, that little moment of loss, and we're going to remember, and we're going to it's like, again, there's some intentionality. We choose the happy memories. Like, we're going to choose to smile. We're going to choose to listen to the music. We're going to choose to eat the piece of pie that's no good for us, that we shouldn't be eating. Pardon me. I think that's a big part of it, is that choosing to make that switch. And then something that we also chose is to make our own kind of tradition. Mm-hmm. It's like you have, you pay homage to what was, but you can't get back to what's gone. The absence is always going to be the absence.
I've gone so far as to buy the bird chirping ornament.
Yes.
To have on the tree.
Yes.
Like the old, it doesn't look exactly like the one I remember, but it's got that esque.
Yep.
It's close.
Yeah. Well, the old ones were powered by the Christmas lights, and the new ones you can't do that because the LEDs don't work that way. Yeah.
All the little things.
Yeah, and you embrace those, and you do that to honor what was, because what was definitely special. And so, it's like you don't want to diminish that, but you do want to have something that's unique without that weight to it. So you create some new traditions. Like, one of the things that we've been doing the last, I don't know how long, is we get family PJs for Christmas.
Yeah, I don't know why we started that. We just did.
We just did, and it was it's cute, and it's funny. We all, we sit around, we all snap photos of all of us in our Christmas jammies, and we post them on Facebook and share with everybody, and and have a laugh. It's something fun. It's something we can chuckle about. It's something 30 years from now, we can look back on and get a chuckle at, oh my gosh, those are terrible.
Next year, we'll get like an actual set. We'll get away from Buc-ee's.
But the Buc-ee's stuff is fun.
2 years in a row Buc-ee's.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
We could. So, there's that.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor, but you know what? If you get a chance, check it out. It's
fun.
It's absurd. It really is absurd. If you're in a hurry, don't stop. But, and then there's, like, we chose to, we all have different food likes and dislikes, and things that I have to avoid, and there's things you have to avoid, and things that the girls should avoid, and yet don't. And so we made it's like for Christmas, we're basically going to graze. We're going to we're going to have a bunch of food that's all individually, like, our oldest likes the Elf, like spaghetti from the movie Elf.
Yep.
So she got the spaghetti with the crumbled cookies and the maple syrup, and it's just
Pop-Tarts, M&Ms, marshmallows, maple syrup.
Yeah.
Did I get it all?
Yeah, and it's just, that's no, it's good. I don't care if you can say it's good, and that's fine. You go ahead and enjoy that. I'm not interested. You have a nice day. And she'll eat that. Yeah, our youngest and I, it's like she makes really good homemade pasta. I mean, I know pasta's really simple, but she does a great job with it. She makes the pasta, and then I do some beef in the sous vide, and we make stroganoff, and we mow on that because it's like that's just really good stuff for us. But it's like we decide everybody has that favorite food that they want to have a whole bunch of and just be stupid with. We make a point of getting this stuff and making it and having it available. It's our girls have never been the getting up at 5 a.m. for Christmas morning and just going absolutely bananas. They've never been like that. They both would prefer to sleep in, which I didn't get, but I do appreciate. So it's like they get up and we just kind of relax and ease into the day, and we put on, it might even be Christmas Story because it's on all day on Christmas. And we sit around and we eat and we unwrap presents and we chuckle and laugh and do silly stuff. But we kind of created our own thing. And it's like we honored what came before us that's tied to the people that we don't have anymore. But we created something that worked for us. Would that be a great Christmas morning for anybody else? I have no idea. But for us, it's like, we can all just relax and enjoy each other's company and be a little bit silly and lounge in our big PJs with the dog.
And now, I don't know about this year. We'll see. We'll see what the weather permits if we make it to my aunt's home.
Yes.
We'll see.
We're going to attempt. We're gonna have a legitimate attempt to add family to the dynamic. We haven't really been able to do that in a really long time. Just geography is the primary issue there. Mm-hmm. And if we can, it'd be great. It'd be kind of fun. Be definitely different. That being said, yeah.
Oh, I've made it very clear we do not pressure ourselves to travel in bad weather, and she understands that.
No.
It stopped that psychopath a long time ago.
Yeah.
I'm not risking my life just to be somewhere on a holiday. I'm sorry.
Yeah, if I'm needed, it's like, you need me? Okay, you know what? Hell or high water, I'm showing up. It might take me forever to get there. It'd be kind of nice to hang out. It's like, you know what? I'm not risking my life for that. Not for that. Like,
no.
It's a priority thing. It's like, I am perfectly okay with risking it if I have to.
But that said, and I'm sorry, hold on. You're going to hear a dog bark.
Yeah,
we're
going to hear the
loud
dog bark.
And shrill here in a moment. I apologize. There it is.
Oh,
so now I'm going to go shut the door.
Yomp. Okay, all right. You do that. Wow. That... I think I'm going to filter that so it takes the edge off it, just so people can understand what we're talking about without blowing anybody's eardrums out.
Sorry about that. We've only got a few minutes left anyway. Yeah. But yes, that was a choice.
Mm-hmm.
We fumbled through it.
Yes.
Didn't always feel better. It just depended on the year. Yeah. I've also been, as I've also expressed in previous episodes, I've also been through a lot of things at Christmas time.
Yes.
We as a family, myself as an individual, so it's not as if there wasn't always some weird, jaded thing there.
Yes.
And now, I mean, I wouldn't say it's necessarily what's going on with our youngest. She feels much better. I feel much better. I'm annoyed for her.
Yes.
But then our oldest is struggling, not knowing what to do with her career path, and she was just getting a job. She's had interviews that just haven't gone anywhere, and she's very discouraged, and I get it. Mm-hmm. So there's just there's stuff and things. There's always going to be stuff and things. It's just, what is the degree of the stuff and things? And you know what? For the most part, I think we're actually good this year.
Mm-hmm. Despite what's...
No surgeries.
No surgeries. Yeah,
no recoveries.
No.
Yourself. You were last year, by the way, with your kidney stones.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, yeah.
other than
yeah.
just being a strange work schedule,
Yeah.
likely
I'll give
for
you
the
that.
two of us,
I will give
because
you
of
that.
the way the holidays land,
Uh-huh.
I am working the days before and the days after.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Ditto. Well, I don't know about. Yeah, my schedule's also very wonky. Very, very wonky.
I'm just still trying to take a minute.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
I need to earn money. Yes, I need to be there for my clients.
Sure.
But I
Yes.
also need to take a minute.
Yes, most definitely.
And after this, there isn't opportunity for a minute.
Well, I mean,
like, this is the big break time.
if
Right.
well, it's one of those. If you need the break, we'll take the break.
I mean, it's
But-
too hot.
but-
There's very unlikely. I have one client, my client,
Mhm.
that is struggling with, like, what is, I say, it's not official dementia, but it's been discussed
Mhm.
among family. And anyway, other than that phone call, Christmas Eve morning, no.
Yeah.
I do not plan on scheduling anything on the eve days. Certainly not anything on the actual holidays. So it's a break.
Sure. Good. Well, and I mean, I guess to kind of sum up, because we're on the tail end of stuff.
Everybody needs self-care in this time
Yes.
of year, which I think is very, very just underrated. And as much as the busyness and the stress to make things great and perfect, that's all still something I let go of.
Yeah.
Because
Throw-
my
yeah.
mother, her expectations were just so high.
Yeah.
And
They created their own problems.
no, we both agreed we will not go into any more debt
Yeah.
for Christmas.
Look, okay, well, you can. I don't care who you are. Throw perfect out the window. Stop shooting for perfect. It's never going to be perfect. You've got people involved. It's not going to be perfect.
No.
What you need to do is you can shoot for pretty good.
And just
And
what will
and-
bring the peace and the joy?
Sure, and and if you like, if you're at the phase where this is all fresh and everything's just raw, and you're just an open nerve,
Maybe you should just warn everybody.
there's nothing wrong with that. First of all,
warn
first
the
and
loved
foremost,
ones.
there's nothing wrong with that. That is a phase. That is a component of the process.
And if you're the one hurting, I encourage you to listen to what your loved ones have to say.
Sure.
That maybe you are giving off something that you're not realizing.
Oh, sure.
Because you are hurting.
Yeah, and we're often, when you hurt, it's hard to tell. It's like
It is.
pain is very inwardly focused. Now, and if if you've got people in your life that are going through stuff, and you know what, leave the door open, and it's like if they're kind of stepping away, it's like, you know what, leave the invitation out there and leave the door open, and give them a safe place to be. And when they need to not be there, give them the authority, give them the right, give them the opportunity to walk away, or give them that quiet spot so they can recover.
Absolutely.
A lot of times when we hurt, we want to be left. We tell people we want to be left alone. There's a difference between being by yourself and feeling lonely. Never let them feel lonely.
That's true.
If you can help it.
I mean, at the same time, when they need the space, they need space.
You give them the space, but you make sure that they know you're nearby. And if you're in that part of it, it's gonna sound weird, but it's like, don't be afraid of being there. Sometimes what you need most is to be a blubbering mess.
Yeah. As much as you hate it.
As much as you hate it, as much as you might feel embarrassed by it, it's like, we've all been there. Some of us have wanted to be there and just couldn't, because we just couldn't. And as you work through this process, try and find that moment of joy in the memory. Whatever it is that triggered you. That Christmas ornament that sets you off. Again, perfectly normal, to be expected. Don't be afraid of it. But try and tell yourself, or I should say, remind yourself of why it's associated with that person.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that Christmas ornament, they put it on their tree because their grandkid gave it to them. And it always made them smile. You know, they love that thing, that little crappy little sheep that doesn't look like a sheep. You know, whatever it happens to be. It's like, and you see it and it sets you off. But try and remember, it's like, you know what, it's okay to be reminded of that pain. But don't let it blind you to the smile that was attached to it.
So true.
You know, it's like if you're missing somebody because you saw something, that means it reminded you of them for a reason. Remember the reason.
And that's okay to take a second.
Yeah,
To remember the reason.
like, take that second. You know, feel what you're going to feel. And remind yourself, actively tell yourself, you know what? It's sad because their absence is palpable. But there's a joy to it because it brought them joy. And in time, you'll find yourself smiling at the things that made you want to cry.
As I told a client earlier this week, it's not overnight.
No. God, it'd be so easy if it was.
You kind of move through it, right? And it reduces a little, and it reduces a little, and a little bit more, and a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, I wouldn't say gone.
No.
I would say managed.
Mm-hmm.
That is how I word it. I do not ever promise that everything is just going to feel better.
No, not at all.
That's not true.
No. And it can't be because their absence is permanent. Mm-hmm. I heard, grief kind of described as, you're a box and there's a big button in there. And when that button is pressed, you grieve. And someone's loss puts a ball in that box that's roughly the size of the box. So it just leans on that button. It's unavoidable. It's always on that button. And in time, you grow. The button stays the same size, the ball stays the same size, but you grow. So eventually, there's room for the ball to be somewhere other than the button. But it doesn't mean that sometimes the ball doesn't touch the button. And the more you grow and the more time you have to grow and process and understand, the bigger your box gets. The ball's still the same size, the button's still the same size. But the ball hits
perspective.
But the ball hits the button that much less. Mm-hmm. And it comes off the button that much quicker. Mm-hmm. Because it has more room to grow. Or more room to move around in. That button's always there, the ball is always there. But your ability to put it in the context of what it was. It's like understanding the loss, but remembering the joy. And in the process, it's like those, like you said, you can have those things to honor the past and create new that doesn't have any interaction with the button. So that you can fully embrace those good moments. With your kids and your friends and your family and your spouse and your pets and your neighbors.
Grace and patience with yourself. Very
definitely.
Important.
It's like it's a process, and it's
very important.
It's definitely not a fun process. Mm-hmm. But I will say it's worth it. It's worth it to be on the other side of it and be able to smile. It's like, every now and again, I still get choked up. But I can think back and I can look at the pictures in our picture frame of your mom interacting with the girls on Christmas and all of that. And it makes me smile. It's like the fact that she's not here to enjoy the current ones. Still sad.
Absolutely.
But I can smile at the ones that they had were there. And that we made the most of the time that we had. And all of the goofy little memories that pop up from all of the times we had to interact. It's like I can be grateful for their existence. I can be glad that I have them.
Yes.
As much as I miss them, much as I miss the idea of never making new ones, I can be very, very thankful for the ones that we do have.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when you're in the midst of it, it doesn't feel like you're going to get there. It seems a million miles away. But thankfully, it's not.
Time.
But with a little patience, a little acceptance, a little intentionality, and a whole lot of grace for yourself and others, you can get to the other side of it. And it will be well worth the journey.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
Well, I hope that this conversation, not our most entertaining of conversations, to be fair.
Yeah.
And not necessarily the most
Sorry about that.
happy go jolly ones, but it's definitely one that's applicable all over the place.
Must have been on your mind.
This kind of stuff is always, these feelings are always on my mind this time
Next
of
year
year.
we really need to make it a jolly. I mean, come on, like really, really.
Okay.
We'll try.
We'll come
try
up.
to figure that out.
You'll have to come up with something. Make it all happy.
Christmas holly jolly. We'll have to figure
We
that
can
out.
definitely go for it and see what comes up.
We have to go wrap presents.
Woohoo! You have to wrap stuff.
You love it. See, that's what you do. You wrap.
Yes.
You do the stocking stuffers.
Uh-huh.
I make sure that all the food is purchased that they want.
And make sure that list is filled up.
And then this year, it wasn't even like they asked for things. It was just like, we did things, and here you go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we're at a phase in life where there isn't a lot of stuff that we need because we take care of it, as we go.
No. And now we're talking about leaving. Like,
there's
they don't want more stuff.
And there's a lot of stuff. It's like, for the most part, we want stuff. Do we really want it? If it's a passing whim, by the time it's like, we're not going to spend money on that. Forget
I don't need a dopamine hit. I'm good.
I mean, who doesn't want a dopamine hit? But it's like, is it worth it?
That was the cheesecake, the strawberry cheesecake that you purchased, the second one in a week. That was the dopamine hit. But to be fair, you didn't have a lot of the last one.
No, I had like 2 small pieces.
That may have had something to do with your youngest.
Yeah. She really liked that cheesecake. Anyway, sorry. This is completely going off the rails now. We were signing off. Anyway.
Whatever.
Anyway, it's all good. Listen. It's awesome. It's cool.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, I hope you all enjoyed.
Hope it matters for you.
I hope it helps. And like I said, if you're in a rough spot, you don't got to go through it alone.
Nope.
There's people out there that care. There are professionals out there who do care.
Mm-hmm.
You got friends, you got family, you've got, find yourself a church, find, a counselor. They're out there. There's people who will be very angry to find out that you went through something alone and you didn't have to.
That's true.
So, find them, hook up with them, talk to them. If you need to, email us. Our email's in our description. You have at it, please. It's like, I don't know if I can help, but if I can, I'm here. So, with that, I'm Fix It.
I'm Feel It.
We hope you join us in the future.
Until next week.
Y'all have a great one. And Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.